I'm on my own, broken and alone. I feel the rain crashing down all around this empty town. I'm searching for the lost and found, but you don't care, you're unaware. Keep moving like the scars aren't even there. It's in the air like a blazing flare. Don't stare 'cause the flames.
Done with all the fakeness, filters on the faces, pretty only goes so far. What's with all the hatred, judging on the daily, slowly tearing us apart? Why can't we just hold up? Is it too much to just show love? We all try our hardest, ain't nobody flawless. Honestly, I've had enough. We could tear all the walls down, turn this place to a ghost town. What you see is what you get now. Yeah, we all bleed the same. All these voices are so loud, we can drown all the noise out. What you see is what you get now. Yeah, we all bleed the same. Yeah, we all bleed the same. We all bleed the same. Yeah, we all bleed the same. Done with all the fakeness, filters on the faces, pretty only goes so far. What's with all the hatred, judging on the daily, slowly tearing us apart? Why can't we just hold up? Is it too much to just show love? We all try our hardest, ain't nobody flawless. Honestly, I've had enough. We could tear all the walls down, turn this place to a ghost town. What you see is what you get now. Yeah, we all bleed the same. All these voices are so loud, we can drown all the noise out. What you see is what you get now. Yeah, we all bleed the same. Yeah, we all bleed the same. Yeah, we all bleed the same.
I'm living in that 21st century, doing something mean to it, do it better than anybody ever seen.
Example, but a back from 1X, it's just pinstripes in the kill.
I guess every superhero need his theme music. No one man should have all that power. Clock's ticking, I just count the hours. Stop tripping, I'm tripping
On the
off the
defense jumps down,
hours.
he catches it.
The system broken, the school's closed, the prison's open. We ain't got nothing to lose,
Wait, and just get
motherfucker.
outstanding.
We
Oh,
rollin'.
I got it. You got it, get
We
two.
rollin'.
So far,
With some
not the
light
king.
skin
Finds the first, that's the
girls,
second.
Kelly Rowland.
Wants to make that a good time.
We the ones
Man,
chosen.
Nebraska across the middle, completely
Behind esports, they're just gonna rush on in, Ryan, and shoot at every single.
This is way too much. I need a moment.
Oh no! He thought he was dead, but he will turn back.
It's going to be coming down to his final player.
More harder. Oh, but Malice finds one, finds two, finds Lava. Oh no! Lava quickly. Yo, what is cooking, everyone? We are live here, K7 League, with the big dog himself, Hero. Super excited to see you in the booth, not just behind the desk in production. He's doing it all tonight. Very excited, Hero. Talk to me about K7 and how it's going, man. Oh, it's good to see you.
Brother, I'm excited. We're here one more night. It's the final night, essentially, of week one that we're going to fight this one in. We have a really good banger matchup. It is Regiment GG against Dynasty Impact, and we got a really good game here to pretty much finalize the week and go into week two for us. It's been a phenomenal opening with you and Graf, and also Shifty and Graf, right? So we've seen a lot of great games. We've seen a lot of great competition. But man, we got a banger tonight, don't we?
Yeah, we got Regiment GG versus Dynasty Impact. Serious competition going down here. Looking at the stats just for them, Regiment sitting at 3-1, Impact sitting at 3-0. So Impact coming out undefeated tonight. No, are they going to take a loss, or is Regiment going to pick one up? Very interesting to see. If we're looking at maps that we're going to see tonight, we got Hardpoint Exposure, then we're going to go into an S&D Exposure, and then Overload Den. And if we can get to 4 or 5, we're going all the way to Scar and Scar. So a little bit of a mix of maps, but they are the classics, the ones most of the teams are picking. I will say, though, Exposure back-to-back is a little uncommon from what I've saw. Especially seeing Exposure at all in the first two maps. Not something you see too often. I've been seeing it as an Overload pick or a 4 or 5, but it's an interesting back-to-back start. What are you thinking here, Hero?
I think it's interesting. Just as you said, we got a back-to-back Exposure. Totally not something you see, totally not common, but hey man, it's an Exposure Scar sandwich. You know, I'm excited if it goes the full distance, but if not, you know, we'll only see the Den Overload, which is a very common one, right? But overall, I think this is going to be a really great competition for both these teams, especially with the two Exposures. We got to see how they're going to play out objectively, right? We got the hard point first, and then we got the Search and Destroy. You know, each team runs a different strat when it comes to Search and Destroy. So, you know, it's going to be really interesting to see who's going to be the gunnies, who's going to be the trades, you know, and see how we go into the map 2.
Yeah, and speaking of who we're going to see, let's go over and check out Regiment GG tonight. We got Wes, we got Panda, we got Kimura, and Artie. That is the longest way I've ever seen how to spell Artie, but we got a nice star-studded lineup. And then on the other side, Dynasty Impact. I got a little bit of experience with them yesterday with Dynasty Impact. We got Fletch, Norsa, Bing, and it says Z there, but in game it is my favorite username so far this year just because of how we're casting it. Z with a square and another square inside that square with little legs on the outside square is the only way you can refer to him as, per me. I haven't even honestly asked the guy if that's what he's going for, but I did cast him yesterday and his team. They had Jerb over Norsa. I'm not sure if that is a sub that they ran that day, but honestly, they got 3-0'd. They got spanked a little bit. So hopefully overnight they got back together. Maybe Norsa gets a little spunk in them tonight, and they're able to serve it up fresh for us after that loss. They are 3-0 in K7. They were 3-1 in the game that I saw with them last night in a different league. So, no, completely different. See how they can reset and rebuild for tonight. See what Regiment GG can bring to the table. And speaking of all that, like, how is the league stats looking? Where are they sitting? And what else are we looking forward to here?
So we're about to start the match here, but just kind of going over the Division Alpha, because this is what we're focused on. You know, Atlantis Demons taking it to 2-0, very solid start. Impact is and Regiment, right? So both these teams, both of them are undefeated. So one of them are going to come out undefeated tonight. But just kind of looking over, we got a 3-1 map record for Regiment. They did drop a map. However, Dynasty Impact still remains consistent here, Chef. So they're 3-0. They're 100% on the map count. You know, this is going to be a really great tiebreaker for them if they can get this, solidified into the series and take down Regiment. You know, players to really look at, as you mentioned, is Kamara and West. Those two are the great duos. They got a 1.16 and a 1.03 KD going into the game overall. And then for the other side, all stars around, man. You have everybody on that team is above a 1.16 KD for the Dynasty boys, so it's going to be a tough team to beat, man, going into this one. So it's going to be very interesting, right? I just want to see how the map's going to kick off, you know, when it goes into the hard point. But it's definitely a really good matchup for these two teams. I think it's going to be a really good one.
Yeah, the number 2 versus the number 3, fighting for that top 4. As we know, the top 4 move on. I believe the players are ready, looking to kick it in here live. Really excited to see some hard point exposure kicking off here, and if Dynasty Impact can recoup from yesterday, or if Regiment GG is gonna take the dub. So let's check it out.
Yeah, no, absolutely. The map is loading now, and we're gonna get right into the game here on exposure. Gonna figure out which side is which here.
I need the game.
Well,
Oh, there we go.
there we go.
All right, loading in. There it is. Oh, the draw off the start.
We had
All
a
right.
player fall off the lobby, so technical difficulty.
All good.
It's not COD Chef without the technical difficulties.
Exactly.
As we always
You
say.
gotta have it. It's how you're able to adapt. That's Call of Duty. All right.
Yeah.
So yeah, so we got a little bit of time now, so we could talk a little more about the league. I believe you had some info set up. We could go over.
Yeah, absolutely. So, kind of looking over the schedule for week 2 matches, we have the alpha matchups right now, which are, we're going to see next week Synthrax and Atlantis, CBT, which is Can't Be Traded, and Regiment, and we got Sapphire Wolves and Dynasty Impact for the first half of the week for week 2 matchups, man. And then going into the Bravo area, we got Overtake Sector and Leviathan, who both have been very consistent. Exile, Esports, and Summit, who haven't been so consistent. And we have King's Order and the other Dynasty squad also doing their thing as well.
Yeah, the 2 Dynasty squads out there, they've been wrecking it up in quite a few leagues. I love seeing them in here as well. I believe that was, Exiled, that, going through my notes here, that I casted. Can't Be Traded and Synthrax was the last one I traded for, K7. So seeing what they can do up next, it was a pretty one-sided game. And then we had, Exiled versus Dynasty Gaming that I casted before for K7 last. That one was also one-sided with a little more score from both of them. So I'm really hoping for a nice back-and-forth battle tonight. Looking at the stats from seeing what I saw from Dynasty Impact before and how they're able to get back into the zone, then tonight we should have a little bit back and forth. They got the numbers, they got the players, they got the maps, going back and forth, whether exposure is your map or whether S&D is more what you're looking for. There's a little bit of a mix, even though we got that Den sandwich going on. But it's going to be good. It's going to be good.
Yeah, it's going to be good. I mean, we've seen Den a lot, right? Especially on the Overload or even the hard point. I mean, it's kind of weird not to see a Den for hard point, or not to see I think it's Den, right? That's the most commonly played map.
Yeah.
The exposure is definitely a banger way to start this series for both these teams. I'm actually curious to see how Wes and Kamura really do with the matchup here. It looks like one of the players, just an update, had a game crash, so we're just waiting on them, but they got a new lobby. It's fresh. It started. But I'm excited, man. I'm excited. Kind of going back to these maps and modes really quick, just to kind of show anybody tuning in just recently. The Scars at the end, man. It'll be a nice search. I think Scar is a great search map, Chef.
I agree.
When it comes to playing it, tactically. You got a lot of great hiding places, and you got a lot of great building locations to be in, especially if you want to play sneaky or cheeky, right? However the players say.
Yeah. Yeah, it plays like a classic Call of Duty map. A lot of right angles. You got the 2 buildings, 1 on each side. Good defense, good offense, 3 lanes. I feel like the aircraft side is quite a bit open, and then you have the wood side that's a little bit more technical, but not much cover in the sense that you can shoot through a lot of it. And they did an update about a month ago in how shooting through cover works. It used to be the angle in which you were at it, the altitude in which you were shooting at, and a whole bunch of other factors. They pretty much made it so all cover does the same amount of penetration damage. So I have seen some players kind of adjust where they weren't really taking fights on wood, and now they're taking a lot more fights due to that penetration update. So it's a lot more of a weaker side due to that, but they still play, you know, underneath, get a player up top. You can shoot through the floor, you can shoot through the sides. I've seen a lot of footwork, obviously, with the super jumps that we got up in this Black Ops 7. And then, you know, you got the bomb site right there, able to push up, get a little bit of defense. And then there's pretty much like 1 of 2 spots. You're either going to be on wood or you're going to be top green. So I think it's an interesting map. And of course, you know, we got snipers, which I am super excited for. I feel like snipers completely changes S&D. And then if you got snipers, you got to have smoke. So, you know, we got the 1 smoke out there as well. It's all in how you play. You play the smoke defensively, you play offensively, you play it when you're, you know, attacking the bomb. Does the sniper carry it? Is the sniper locking down lanes, or is he just playing it like a shotgun, quick scoping everywhere because he has the fastest time to kill in the game at 0 milliseconds? So as long as he's hitting it, they're dead. Well, we'll see how that works. I love seeing teams take advantage of trophy systems as well, playing them tactically. Of course, there's certain hills that you want to have that trophy system that it's hard to get into, so they're just going to nade, and stun over and over. You got to get that trophy down, and don't get it in a spot where it can just get shot. It's a good piece of tactical equipment. Here we go, kicking it off to P1. A little bit of back and forth is P1. You know, not too much you can get done, but it's looking like Dynasty Impact is... oh, the colors are a little back. All right. Regiment. Yeah, Regiment is on there. Locking her down. A lot of kills coming their way. My favorite, Z with a square outside that square and little legs on the outside square, is starting it off here, winning that battle. Here we go on the stream. He already knows. I love his username. He's gonna push through here, try and get a little bit of scrap, but it's only 5 seconds. He is able to cut through, not looking for the guy locking it down. That is a double from Chimera. Oh man, that's not good. A triple now, going big, pushing him off the hard point. P2 going all the way of Regiment. A little bit of sneaking coming back here from Nostra. See if he can catch some kills. Panda find him 1. Nostra walks right past him though. Not gonna have much of an advantage. Does hit the tank up here with a little bit of coverage, but can't see him there with the barrel of the tank. It is important your legs can get shot out. Someone's up there. Does get taken out. Gonna get killed. We got Z is gonna fall as well. Fletch, last one alive in the area. He's gonna get taken out now. They get possibly 70 score here. The spawns are a little all over the place, but they are rotating into the next hill. A lot of gunfights going the way of Regiment GG as they are just locking this one down. What are you seeing out there, Hero?
Well, I'm seeing what I said at the beginning of the stream, right? With the duo West and Mura, really tag teaming this one, going pretty much triple pause, double pause at this moment. You know, just walking with it and doing their thing, and you know, just being the killers out here on the map. They're pretty well balanced as a team and providing that good for pretty much the Dynasty Impact boys. But on the other side, you know, we also have Fletch and Z. I mean, not Fletch. Z and Norsa, who is actually a surprise here. I was thinking Fletch was going to bring out the heat, but also Bane's been doing pretty consistent so far to start the game. And your favorite player here, just on the window, just doing their thing.
Yeah, he's got 4 in a row. That's 5, just locking it down. Contest comes in, getting a little too close. He's very comfortable in that position, and he is going to fall. Fletch here, speaking of falling, 0.5 KD, literally 1 single asparagus stick of points on the hill. Really rough, and he's on a 1 streak with 3 kills. You hate to see it, but Wes, 11 and 6. And speaking of doing great, Regiment GG all looking great here. Besides already sitting at that 3 and 8, 18, kind of answering the bad score Fletch is putting up. So they're a little tied on that. Z answering some nice kills alongside West. So I'm seeing a lot more even score as we get into this next hill. And that's right where Dynasty needed to pick it up.
Yeah, man, they came down from a very good deficit, right? They started the game, it was probably like a 30-point lead for the boys in the Regiment section. But Big and Fletch and all of them are doing pretty good, controlling the hill pretty well now, and probably playing a little more tactically and probably communicating a little more in their so, you know, more of that, and they can pretty much secure a really good a lead here.
Yeah, I'm liking the spawns here that they're able to have. No one's really anchoring it, but Fletch was pushed up there. Does fall. That was the positioning they need. But speaking of positioning, they are not ready on this next one. Panda is sitting there. They got a little bit of sandwich coming in. Fletch in from behind. Big flank. Gonna be able to catch one, possibly two. It is. Looking for that third one. Last alive, but Fletch gets taken out. That's okay. The teammates there, but no one's able to capitalize. Panda respawns, walks right into the hill again. And that's 4 score going in the side of Regiment GG. Finally, they're taken out. West is there, catches some bodies, is going to get traded. Some more score going towards Dynasty Impact. Much needed. They could get this 30. It's going to bring the score a lot closer as we get into a fresh set of rotations. They're not winning too many gunfights. Kimura coming in with the double. With Dynasty Impact, I feel like if they're able to get those positions, to get the respawns, they can keep refilling into the hill, and that's where they've seen success.
Yeah, it's definitely really seen success. We have Z pretty much turning it the hell up right now. 16 and 12, 30 minutes in the objective. Fletch, that 1 second, you finally put in some time. So I mean, it's 10 seconds more, but you need to see more effective hit rate. So hardpoint is like that type of mode where everybody needs to kind of contribute equally. You know, there's no like, oh, I'm gonna go get all the kills. Not in this game, man. You gotta play quick, you gotta play smart, and you gotta play good.
Yeah, I agree. You gotta keep your head on the swivel, especially Black Ops 7. You know, you gotta keep the momentum going. Kimura is the guy that's just been doing doubles all day. Does fall there. See Nasra just kind of chilling up there. SMG status, trying to get some AR kills. But there we go, playing it to its strength. Up close, Call's gonna come in, able to find it. Nice little 2-piece here. Z catching a double of his own. That's just about going to wipe it. P1, a lot of score going their way. But we are looking at this setup on P2 as well. Z with a square outside the square with a little square, and legs on the outside square is on the hill as Wes pushes up, looking for that kill right off from behind the tank. But he can't get the angle on him because Fletch is right there. He's going to have to overcommit. Not going to work.
Coming up through the back, big catch up. Norsid went down, and there we go. Fletch also down. Kimura, he's being a nightmare for this team. Can he go for the third? And he can. Kimura with the 3-piece coming in from behind. You gotta check those angles. I mean, that's what Norsid went to go do. But
yeah, it just ran out of bullets. He was on such a streak there. Had to pull out the pistol. Still almost had it. Bing gonna pop on in, catch his kill. Looking for that one more on the hill. Looking at the score, it's just a full 60, now 70 points ahead. I mean, one hill and they're right back in it, but I don't see a full 60 Regiment's ever gonna give up. But Z doing real well with that 22 and 17, 44 on the hill. The man is popping off, got this AR, and he's just putting himself in favorable positions. Like, their whole team kind of going in a rough fight. See that trophy system, pretty huge there. That's how you can break into that. Especially with this AR. He's not going to be able to challenge too hard, but does win it here. It doesn't take too much damage. His opponent not going to get many hits in as they don't have spawns, but he's in his favorite spot that we've seen him pop off in last time.
favorite spot indeed, man, just went down. I mean, Z with a square inside, with a square, without anything, man. He's on fire, man. He's 52 seconds into the point. Keeps going great for his team. I mean, he's going to need Fletch to also put in some time on the point, and also a little bit of bait. I mean, it's kind of been him and North really playing this objective. And this is what's really been killing them in this scoreline, right? I mean, like I said at the beginning, you gotta have everybody participate, especially when it comes to the OBJ. This is a slay-out team from the other side. Wes and Kimura essentially putting up great numbers. I mean, Hardy and Panda too, man. They're like equally leveled and just really trying to get the objective time as almost 2 minutes per game. I think he's probably got the most OBJ in the league so far when it comes to hardpoint.
He knows his job and he does it well. And Hardy is dogging on him a little bit at the start for his score, but he has picked it up. Minute on hill, about to go positive. The kills don't matter too much, it's how important those kills are. And Fletch here gets a double, but one of them's on his teammate. That's going to really slow him down on this hill. Panda has been going off. quite hard. Had a little bit of a 5 streak in there before, like you said, 2 minutes on hill. That is a lie. He has the knife out too. This is the spot. You kind of use it as a shotgun, right? Just gonna wait for him to come through. There's the knife. Easy trade. Like, if you're not allowed shotguns in respawn, you gotta pull the knife out. Great work there. They are gonna take the dub here. Regiment 250 to 149. A little bit close of a game, but Dynasty wasn't able to pick it up and connect hills together. They weren't able to sling those points over and over. They had some pockets of aspiration. However, Regiment was just consistent throughout the whole map, and whenever Dynasty fell, Regiment was right there to continue what they started with.
Regiment making it look easy, making it look consistent. You know, this is what I expected from them. The boys are ready and turned up. You know, just doing a solid job on that hard point and really showing, you know, what their stat lines mean, man. I mean, it's not just for show, but essentially, you know, overall, Wes, I think he averages about 70 plus kills a match, so that's a huge thing for the team. And you know, you got Kimura, who's averaging 80 to 90 kills a match, you know, through all game modes. So it comes a long way, man. It really does, and I think this is why this team is so strong. But on the other side, opposing side, right, you had them put up a lot of great kills as well, and you know, evenly matched. I mean, the score line was a little off, but you know, it's a good start for the boys in the Dynasty team. And they just gotta solidify this hard point. I'm sorry, this search and destroy, and essentially come out hot. You know, they can't just say, all right, you know, let's like what they gotta do. I think is like they have to say, all right, map 1 is gone. Let's put this in the bag. Let's go to search and destroy. Let's be consistent. Let's show them that, you know, we are a good match, you know, for them to play.
Yeah, I agree with that, but you know, the thing is with putting it behind them, like they already had a disgusting 3-0 that they lost to yesterday. They're putting behind them, so there's quite a bit that's got to get shoveled behind them, and eventually it catches up to them. So hopefully they are ahead of it tonight. You know, we did see a little bit of a showing there. Just over 100-point deficit. Could always be much worse. You know, Z, it picked it up, almost went 30 and 20 there. Good score line. He actually had the most kills of the whole lobby on the losing team, which was very interesting to see. Bing was doing okay, almost hit a minute on hill, you know, 14 and 23. Fletch, you know, the 18 and 22 with only 13 seconds on hill. Didn't do too much for his team. And on the other side, like you said, 2 minutes here for Panda, really put in that work. Their worst player, you know, 30 seconds on the hill. However, he had the kills 27 and 19. He did his job. He did the slaying, stayed out of the hill, kept him from refilling. And over on Dynasty, it seems like there's not too many roles that are assigned. It was just whatever needs to get done, they'll just kind of do it. And in that sense, you're not able to fully commit to something and really do it well. I think that's where Regiment came out on top.
Yeah, absolutely. Just kind of looking over the map and modes again for those of you that are tuning in. We had another exposure here, and it's time for them to regain this Dynasty team. You know, they played exposure. They see how these guys are playing. I mean, obviously on a hardpoint level, but now I think the patience is going to be a big test here, a big key for them to do their trades and to really come out gunning, man.
Yeah, and you know, seeing Kimura's slaying power on that first game, you know, slaying in S&D looks completely different. You only got to get 4 and the round's over. And this seems like the kind of guy, a 1v3 situation, he's going to feel like a 3v3 situation. This guy, you know, from a deficit, is going to be able to come back. And, you know, what I've seen from Dynasty on Impact, there's not too many positions where they put their enemies in a disfavorable position to where they're up on players. I've seen them have to go in a lot of 2v3s on S&D. You know, when it comes off to that 4v4 start, they need the momentum. You know, if they're going to lose to the First Bloods, a lot of times they're losing the match. So they have to get out there, get in positions, play for trades. If they get First Blooded, they need to be able to answer it back. And we saw Z, when he gets in his positions in that first game, he was able to take control. So hopefully in this S&D, he's able to get where he needs to and gets those kills. Let's see it live here. Wes is the bomb carrier. Gonna walk down, right up the mid. Interesting play. It's going to be A, but we got a full A defense as well as they push in. Bing look for a little something. Able to catch that first blood. Very important for Dynasty. Is out in the open. That's 2. Bang going off here. Sees the bomb carrier now out to the side. Teammate gonna lay down. Gonna get shot from behind. Chimera answers with his own double. But there we go. Dynasty Impact. Big start here for them with that win.
Big start indeed, man. Big start indeed. And that's what we need to see from the boys in Dynasty. Z, man, cooking it up here from the window, getting that combo to take Kamura down, who took Nostra down, and also Z, I believe. So, not Z. I forgot who was on the bomb, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, it was double answering for double. From one team was ahead, and another team was ahead, and the bodies just kept falling. I believe Z had that final kill there on Chimera. As we go into this next one, see how they can start off. Bing had the first blood. He is bomb carrier. It is a full B attack with a 2B defense. So they're laying down ready for those trades. And see one laying down and one up top, so that way they can't shoot each other. The Z is going to end up with the dub here. Fletch, the sniper in the pocket, looking out mid. They are up 3-2. They got the favorable team count. They got the good positioning. They just got to push up a little further here, but Panda takes advantage of the lack of someone getting up top here. They can shoot through this. Nade still in hand. That's pretty important. That's going to push him back. Able to possibly get somewhere. All 3 players are going to rotate, and he's going to sniff this one out. He smells the cooking going on over here at A, and he's going to try and take this off the grill. He's going to be right here as the rotation comes through. No one able to trade. Bomb does go down. Just sneaks it past. He has to peek this right side just in time, and he does. Panda, we've seen him get triples before. He's looking for another one. His teammate right up top. 2 up on both sides. See, right up there in the top. Can't get it. Oh my God, Dynasty 2 in a row.
2 in a row, man. 2 in a row, and you know, I think there was a big missed opportunity from Regiment, because when Panda pushed up and threw that nade, you saw Kamura coming out from the energy, like little block is. If he would have just showed himself on that little zone right there, he probably could have got both of the guys behind the crates. But, you know, just missed opportunities, but that's fine. You know, they're being cautious, and you want to play cautious when you play Surge, Chef.
Yeah, and one player not doing too cautious. Z with a square outside that square, and on the outside square is 2 little legs on that square. 5 streak. Coming here out the side, has the angles, gets in his position. Nice AR shots, able to get away with it with 11 HP. Gonna wrap around, very important there. Call comes out. It is a B push. See Fletcher up top, just gonna get destroyed out there. A lot of things coming his way. They're getting that sniper out. They're not even playing. You can't peek a sniper, so don't. Throw all your tacticals, all your grenades out there. Bing can't even show a pixel before he gets taken out. 3-2 now. Z, the last alive, is on that streak. Possibly gonna catch one. Does. I think that's gonna be a streak in his pocket.
Yes, it is.
Oh, he's so close.
He is close. One more kill. You see Panda pushing on the side, but he's being more on the side of caution. We got the bomb planted. We got both sides being watched. Kamura's gonna play around with him, and here we go. He takes him out. I didn't think Kamura was gonna stay on the corner, but hey, man, gotta play your chows, right?
That is very unfortunate for him. That Hellstorm is what they need, because I'm smelling the gas starting to run out on that one. They got a little bit snuffed out. Can they pick it back up on this next one? They get answered back. You know, they lost that first round. They're looking for a win here so they can play a little more easy in this map 3. You don't want to be 0-2 going into an overload on Den against Regiment GG after the stats that we've been seeing getting put up. But Z obviously carrying this team. Fletch did get the bomb down. Didn't get much done after that. What did he get done on this offense? Bing is carrying. Here's Z getting those first shots off. He's one of those players. He got the strats. He got the positions. Let's see. Artery is on. Oh, wow. Artie, he doesn't get the flank. There's so many letters. I'm like, it's got to be Artery. Nasra, though, still looking for more flanks, but no one's coming around anymore. 3 up, or 2-3 here. Fletch trying to be a lot of players here with this sniper. Nasra with the AR. They're just kind of playing middle. Bomb almost has to go A. They have to get through the eyes of Wes, and here we go. He's able to get it. Fletch untraded. No one even close to pick it up. They got to get this bomb up and down now, but Kimura is on the rotation, trying to smell something, but maybe just falling back and seeing where they take it.
Yeah, time is going down and ticking down. 25 seconds until we see a bomb playing here, and it looks like they're going to go for the B side. As nobody's over there, they're kind of just hanging out by the A. I think I would start rotating if I was the Regiment boys right now, because you're going to need it. See, they plant the bomb, and now they're going to give some time for them to position themselves, and I think Panda might find Nostra out. Takes out. Oh my gosh, I think that was Fletch. Oh man, he almost finished Nostra, but Nostra stays alive. I think Kamara got that information. Either he's going to go for the trade or he's going to go for the bomb. It's either one or the other, Chef.
Yeah, it's impressive he didn't go for the trade there. Didn't play with his teammate. It was very easy kill, just due to how low he was able to get him. But, playing the flank, playing the surprise position, not expecting the last player to be out in the open on Solar. Easy kill for him there. Able to get that AR strength downrange where it needed to be. Like you said, the call out came through where he's at, and he did not know where his enemy was. Kimura had the element of surprise, took advantage of that. 2 in a row, answered back. Kimura on a streak of his own, halfway through to the Hellstorm. Again, to new viewers of the CDL rules here, that is the only streak you are allowed to use. It's kind of interesting. They didn't allow, anything else through, but those are the rules. And let's see, Artie sitting at 0-4. Flanks not working out too well for him. We can play a little more straightforward. And Kimura is sitting on it, knows that one's down low, but he got read out. I would have liked to see him kind of commit to that window. It's interesting why he kind of fell back there.
Yeah, I think he probably got some information from Wes, who's watching the far corner, but I really think he saw him because he was all the way in the back. Or actually, no, Artie was with the sniper pinged out in the back. You probably saw him by the number 2 over there. And now we got some trades here. Fletch going down, so they've handed it down. 3-3. They found where Artie is. And Artie trying to make the chow. He's going to run towards the left to see if he can spot somebody. Getting some information from his teammate. Still looking, can't find his target. We have Bing sliding through the middle right now. This is dangerous, man. Didn't even check.
Like, Artie literally had the worst COD timing luck in history. I just keep seeing a Bing just peek out in different spots just as he looks away. Bing, beautiful timing for him, but does not get the defuse, so that's still a win. Artie able to play with him long enough. His only 1 kill, but it's enough just to slow him down for that win. Good on Regiment GG. That's going to answer it back 3 in a row. A little disgusting here. Like I read on that first loss from Dynasty Impact here, they're losing a little bit of their snuff, and it just cascades over and over. And they just keep getting peppered up, and it's just not working for them right now. They got to do something.
It's not, man. It's not clicking because looking at the stats for the league, you have Fletch sitting at a 2.29 for searching. I mean, he's 1-3 right now. So really, the person who's been really carrying the team for them and just doing pretty much all the heavy work is Z, squared Z, and he's really just turning it up. It goes down, and Fletch kind of hanging in the back, trying to play anchor. I don't know what he's anchoring for, but we're not in hardpoint. We're in search. So he's got to get these trades, man. He's got to prove to the rest of the. Oh man, that timing. Okay, that definitely got a good trade on that. And here we go, Artie sliding through. This is great timing like Artie, but he goes down. Oh my gosh. Could have.
Artie really picked up there. Started that round 1 and 5, and ends up dominating. I believe he had 3. Yes, he had 3 kills that round. Great work. Really picked it up for his team. He was the last piece of the puzzle to dominate over Dynasty Impact. Like you said, Fletch was dropping the ball a little bit. We've seen quite some good action there. I didn't like that he committed to that last gunfight because he kind of started it a little injured. He didn't have that first shot, but he had the information. He was playing it with advantage to information, but once you get found out, you no longer have that advantage, and you need to reset and get to a new spot. He didn't have that. He overcommitted, and that's going to be why he lost that one. Now 4-2. Dynasty started out 2-0. Not great. See if if anyone has a sniper. I'm not sure, but they're pushing through doors here. There's one coming through. Gonna get some shots from behind. Z pulls a big double. Panda's still with it. He's going to die. West in a 1v4. This is exactly what Dynasty Impact needed. Great positioning. Terrible calls from Regiment on this one. Not good positioning. Gonna have to fall back and see if he can literally do anything here. Bomb's not in his hand. Maybe, if anything, you want to keep Z off the streak. There's not much you're really going for here.
Yeah, not much really going forward here for them, but we have Fletch trying to look out and just out west, but I think, oh, Z just saw him on the side, and there we go. Challenging, he probably gave his team that information. Pusher is going out, and there we go. The whole team gets him down, and now Dynasty Impact bringing this back up 4-3. We have a superstition here, Chef, in K7. Whoever wins the round 5 in search is the one who goes out and wins the entire search. Statistically saying, is what I'm trying to tell you, the viewers, is whoever won round 5, which I believe was
Regiment.
They're going to win this whole search. And we'll see if this theory is still true to this day, or it's probably a bunch of BS. But just putting that out there.
They could win, but if Z with a square outside that square with little legs on the outside square has anything to say about it, it's that he needs to get in position and catch these kills. See if he does a little stun check. Teammates get a little information. Just watching mid. That can be too useful here off the start, but it is a full B attack and a mostly B defense. As now it's 3 up on both sides. Trade comes through. Now pushing up. Here's Artie just out of nowhere. Nobody able to help him out. Just gonna kind of die. Panda does find one though. It's gonna trade it up 2 up both sides. Now they're gonna cycle back to A, but the call comes in. Hey, we're going A. Look at the full wrap. I'm talking full. It looks like they're going way back into the dead space. But now they're pushing back. What is this? What's going on?
Yeah, I don't know what's going on, man, but this is what we needed from Dynasty, like you mentioned. Them turning up, and you know, one thing I realized what Z was doing, he was like really covering his teammates from the backside, you know, in case somebody came through mid and pretty much took him out from the backside. But you have Fletch here doing, is this a plant? Yeah, it's a plant. Planting the bomb, and now they finally got it down at B after that full wrap. Kind of weird to see both teams wrap clockwise on the map. But you would have figured they would have split or gone the different way, but hey, Fletch trading in for the kill. He's going to try to get that information. Maybe they got 2 guys on the roof. And taking the challenge, couldn't finish it off. And that's exactly what you need to see from the side of Impact.
Yeah, like Fletch made it seem like he was made out of paper there. Just immediately deleted. And then Z catches the trade on the last player. I don't even know if it was a trade. Yeah, they both were alive. So, good plays. You know, they read it last time. They came up from top solar, and they're like, hey, he's going to be top solar again. He does this every time when he's alone. And Regiment kind of falling into the same strats over and over. In Dynasty, I wouldn't even call that a wrap. Like, they fell back, reassessed, and then regained the map positioning. Like, it was just fall back and go forward. Z, first player to hit double digits, again being the top Slayer 2 rounds in a row. We're tied up, 4 up on both sides. So Regiment got 4 in a row. We see Fletch catching the first blood. Artie's out of here. He's going to stick at a 0.5 KD. Looking at the bomb carrier. He's not getting anything done. West Kimura catching his. That's going to be a 1v2. Fletch is the last alive. Got West down to the pistol, and he knows it. When you hear the pistol, oh, I would have liked to seen him push that a little more.
Oh, big IQ play.
If you hear that pistol come out, you know that he did it because he has nothing in the primary. You got to overcommit to that, I feel. It's that audio signal. Wow, that's the pistol. I have a free kill.
Yeah, absolutely, man. He should have taken advantage of that. He did see his weapon switch as he went behind the wall. But that was high IQ play to cut up, go through the window, and take that last kill. Great plays by Wes, and you know, maintaining that constant lead there. It's back and forth now, man.
Yeah, back and forth is what we want to see. Are we going to go to a round 11, or is it going to end here? It's pretty much top dogs, Kimura versus Z. What can get done here? I'm liking the split between everything. Going for trades down low, over-committing to the middle, and we got some good defense set up here. Z going to get traded out. Their top dog is out. Kimura is still up. 3 up on both sides on match point. Regiment GG's statistically in advantage right now. Bomb is going down. Kimura not going to connect any shots. Going to possibly trade out. He's at 91, though. Doesn't have to wait too long here for a heal. Wes is in a good spot. Try and find something. Backs up. Just 2 left now. Dynasty Impact down a player. Has a guy right out in the open. Does get seen. West, though, going to fall back. Whoa, just barely sneaks in behind. Now we got Fletch just peeking across, trying to find Panda. But he's got one coming right from behind. Kimura is going to sneak up. Easy kill. Down to just a 1v3 for the end. And here we go. That's a 2-0 lead for Regiment.
2-0 lead indeed, man. Great plays by Kimura and also West, man, to come out big. West evens out the play balance. Just great window play here in the last, making those calls for Kimura in the back. That's what you want to see, because this is what kept them consistent in the game. But I really like how Dynasty came out and also played this one as well.
Yeah, Dynasty, with Z sitting at 11-6. Great stat line. Unfortunate for them. They're going to have to try and be a second half team here. They're down 0-2. A Regiment. Again, I feel like it's Dynasty has some good strats, good plays, has everyone in position. They're doing their job. They're going to win, but they're not consistent. And the consistency is just always there for Regiment. Whenever Dynasty falls, Regiment's right there to pick it back up. They do not let them sit on it. They take advantage to every situation that arises to them. And Dynasty, it's just like they have to overcommit, overchow, overdo everything just to find any kind of success. They started out 2-0, then they won 2 in a row again. But that's not the consistency that they need. It was just a couple rounds here, a couple rounds here. Regiment takes it, and then 6-4 win, and we're on to map 3.
On to map 3, man. We're going to take a quick look here at maps and modes, and we're actually going to cut it to a break really quick right after this. But we have a Den Overload, one of the most popular Overload maps here in the K7 League. I think Impact has to really turn it up here if they want to survive and not get 3-0'd and continue to hold that second place spot or third place spot. But overall, I think they performed really well. 6-4. They really started the game by leading 2-0, but really started, losing some of those rounds because of some of the plays that they made and some of the choices that were made by the team. I think the comms need to be probably a little more stronger, or the strats, in terms of like what they're going to commit to and what they're going to do. But we're going to take it to a quick break here, Chef. Anybody who's watching, don't go anywhere. We'll be back in 3 minutes.
Oh, well, it does seem like Edu has gone away. Looks like I'll be kind of taking it over right now.
I'm totally right here. It was a bait. I'm... You said a 3-minute break. I set my watch for 1 minute, and now I'm here? What? I don't know. You're lying to me.
Oh my god. Amazing bait coming in from Edu, man. Amazing stuff.
Where would I have gone? Where would I have gone? I mean, I like how you said you were live and Kimchi was not ready at all. I looked at his face the entire time. He was off in Narnia. Anyways, let's talk about what's going on next, guys. It's gonna be
starts to wind down. Playoffs and the momentum leading up to it is all but high at this point, folks. Welcome to K7 Season 3. My name is McCormick. Alongside myself is Brett FX. We've got a match tonight that could either go... No, it's just going to go one way. It's probably going to be a 3-0, but it's between the Heartbreakers and Team Hustle. And, you know, you got to be blunt sometimes, Brett.
You do. It's definitely painful, but yeah, stats don't lie. Taking a look at it, they have not fared well, just even winning a map. So yeah, not looking good here for Hustle, but you never know. You know, they may have some magic here today.
Don't mind the drawing. It's going to be really shit. So over at B here, this is where you had a couple players set up. You had one here, you had one here, and you had another player that was trying to force their way from the backside. This is Clemson on their offensive attempt to try and get over towards B here. The problem is you had all, and I mean all, of Final Form playing in and around this building and taking these lanes here, right?
Yep.
What was Wheezy doing? Sitting in the spawn way back here. He was waiting for the spawns to come across the map, but what happens when your teammates don't win these gunfights here? You are useless while everybody else is coming off of spawn. So here's the thing. Everybody came off of spawn. No kills were won on this portion of the map, and Wheezy was completely useless here without trying to make the pinch play back over towards B and get everybody else on the site. When you sit there for 35, almost 40 seconds in the round and don't find any sort of use in those kills, that is going to completely negate anything you're doing on an offensive push, and that is going to...
Pretty sure, anyways, that it was last time. Secret is going to be your captain. Threads, Saiku, and Real Debt. Wow, that is just throwing me off. What? That my brain cannot comprehend what is going on there. Real deadly, but it just wow. You know what, Shifty? You take it.
Hey, so I agree with you that it looks like an amalgamation of letters. By the way, shout out to Real Deal Dill for being in the chat as well. He is going to be the fourth for God Gaming as we progress over to the other.
And welcome back, everybody. Of course, we're ready to rock and roll here. I'm a little bit excited coming around. Is my lips purple? Am I tripping balls?
You are a little bit purple there.
Hey, it's fixed. Sorry, that completely distracted me. But anyways, it's game 3 of a best of 5. Kamaka, it could be GG.
Alright, and we are back here. We saw some K7 TV. Hope you guys really enjoyed the bloopers there for the casters putting it up for us in the scenes, behind the scenes here when we do some of our league matches. Chef, how'd you like that?
It was great, you know, seeing other casters doing their thing, bringing out the notepad. Always got the notepad handy to do some drawing, some strats, little NFL style plays. Love those breakdowns. And we're gonna possibly break it down into here as the teammates start getting on their own sides. Here we go. Okay, I guess that's where they belong. We're gonna kick it off to Overload. Splitting off. The way it starts is always important. Get a full team wipe. It's just not an easy capture, but we're going back and forth both sides. No one's able to pick this.
So you know.
Yes, colors are inverted. It's rough, but we get it real quick. Nasra with a nice little streak off the start, but Regiment GG pretty even across the board. Already has been having some pretty rough times starting off maps, and I guess not all through those, but he's a late bloomer. He's a second half map kind of guy. Bomb pretty free down. Able to pick that one up. Doesn't have to block her up where they need it, but Z is the guy to catch some kills. Finding one, looking for some more here. Gonna be sneaking out through the side. Already is chasing, but isn't able to get it. Wait for more of his teammates. I love how he waited for them, but has to start getting a little bit of work. And Fletch, 1 and 2 on the back of those kills. Gets the capture off the start. Dynasty Impact sending a message, but they did the same in S&D. Started out 2-0, and they still couldn't take it down. It seems like Dynasty's a first half kind of team until they get red. But here we go, walking all the way down. West has to find this kill, and he does, but he's right there to answer it back. The spawn's been pushed. That's 2 now in a row. Nice start. Dynasty Impact has the players where they need. Say they have the whole top half of the map in control, but now the takeout order is going to spawn down low. Big, very important to find this kill right here on Kimura, and he does. That completely slows it down, and Nasra is putting in the target back of the map. Gonna push them all up the top. Panda able to find his kill, and that completely shuts down Dynasty Impact's just work that they've put through on this round. Finally able to put it maybe in their favor, but they're not winning their gunfights. It is Dynasty Impact over and over. This is not the Regiment that we saw these first 2 maps.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I mean, they came out hot, but now you see a little bit of Regiment making some big moves here and playing objectively. But hey, man, I really like how Dynasty came out with those 2 points. They really played that tactically. I bet you their comms were on fire, and they were talking and making those call-outs, especially about scoring the first point. But now we got a really good match here. We have Artie with the objective in hand. He's going to take it over to A. And he's playing, oh man, just misses the window jump there, and big kills on him. Now Tamura bringing up big kills with the Tamura with a double, and he takes him down. And now he found his 3rd man. He's gonna get no shred.
Oh.
He got him. Noshra's down, and Tamura on fire. 9-6.
Yeah, finds the kill with the primary, forced to the pistol, gets 2. Oh my god, another one, and runs it in for the capture now. 2-1. Kimura, doesn't matter what's in his hand. 8 streak, has the Hellstorm in pocket, still looking for more. Trying to keep the teammates up on this side of the map. Finally falls out. No favorites now. A little bit more map positioning here for Dynasty Impact. And walking in up top, but the ball isn't coming in. He has to work that way. And he's not able to. Z had it nice and free for him. Gonna get picked up. He should get killed here pretty easily. Can they read? B is open. Here it is. It's gonna be a full sprint and a dive. Can he get it? He does. 3-1 now. Dynasty Impact solidifying this lead as they're 1 away from halftime and a minute left in the first half.
Yeah, a minute left in before halftime. Score 3-1. Dynasty really turning it up now. They really want to go to that map 4, and if they want to do that, they got to play consistently like this, Chef. I think they got to keep this up for the rest of the series. You know, we saw a lot of very high here from the boys in the Regiment side, but just keep it up. And there we go. Panda went down for the side of Regiment. Kamuro coming around where the boys are going to try to score on the other side. Big plays here on the outside. Kamura is going to go on that jump ball, takes the objective. He's going to take it over to A now. Can he score this just to make it 3-2 right before the round ends? And he does.
Look at that positioning. I mean, he had 2 teammates stacked up in the spawn. They're going to die here. That's all right. They did their job. They got the capture. 11 seconds left. It should spawn in here. Yep, and then the timer is going to take down here, but Z's going to fall. He's able to pick it up. 3 seconds left. And they don't have a blocker, though. He should wait here. Still has 30 seconds. Wait for the teammates to get up, and no one's pushing up from Dynasty to stop this. As soon as that falls, it's over. But look at the defense. Artie with a triple. He gets team killed. Oh, my God. And that team kill is going to be the reason he can't get into the capture. But, I mean, how did you expect a guy to pull a triple? Just chuck the nade and expect him to lose it. I don't blame him for that. It was even something that they were close, so good on him. Again, we see Kimura with this pistol kill, picks it up, game forces him. He's probably like, oh, I did not expect this to be in my hand. Chasing the players and finding the other kill. Kimura, beautiful play there. Chef's play of the night, possibly.
Absolutely, Kimura with the gunny skill, but man, that last play would have been amazing if he could have just stayed alive for a little bit. We saw, I think it was Artie, right? Artie made a huge play there for the men in the Regiment side. So they're gonna take this chance now on this second part of the game. You know, I'm starting to be a fan of Overload. I mean, it's very different, right? We've got a lot of control for the last 2 seasons in COD, and this one's a more high-paced, high-action game. Very fast too.
Yes, very fast on both sides. Regiment, for the first time tonight, you know, starting in to really show a little bit of weakness, but the bomb is in the hands. Dynasty Impact gonna fall here, gonna get picked up. Gotta get them blockers in play. They're not winning their gunfights. That's really what Regiment's problem is here. They get the positioning, they get the blockers, they get where they need to be, but they're not getting the gunnies. Z was leading it here. Is gonna fall behind, and he's just gonna let the guy with the takeout order try and make the delivery, but not going to let some opposing restaurant catch any strays around here. Rest of the teammates now is falling, and now we got all 4 members of Regiment GG stacked on top of each other, but all 4 defending as well. Right through the middle of the map, too. What a tough spot to try and take it over. Nade going to come through, Bing with a double on that one. Now he's just going to get shot from behind. Norsa is there. Easy cleanup for him as now they try to push up through. Sight is in the middle, going to rotate out, and they have some advantage here. Has the numbers. Artie has to pick up another triple, finding one. Going to try and get around. Got the pistol. Oh my God, that's 2. Like I said, he needed the triple. Teammate cleaned it up. Now he's the blocker. Pushing up, can't find that kill. He's going to get answered back. Z with a team kill there. Oh man, nice and back and forth and high pace action.
Indeed, Chef. Artie turning it up. He's making some solid plays here. And he needs to stay consistent like this. Pistol, machine gun, AR, you name it, man. This man is and Artie, man, he's definitely going to be a player to highlight in this specific mode and map.
Yeah, 4 and 2. Regiment GG has to get going if they're going to look for this 3-0. But Dynasty, Impact, great stat line throughout. Nice KDs. Being the only one a little low, but catches an overload 5 and 2. Jeez, everyone cashing in on Dynasty Impact. Regiment clearly either not Den or not an overload team. Get the blockers in play. But it's just they don't have the gun skill on this one. They're falling apart. Oh my God, Fletch with a double on the pistol. Gonna get caught out with the stun and still hits a shot off with it. Regiment pretty much has to capture immediately 3 times in a row to bring this into a tie, and I don't see it happening. I think we're going to map 4.
Yeah, I think we're going to map 4 indeed, Chef, and just big games and big trades here for the guys on the side of Dynasty. They really want this series, and they're gonna have to play like this throughout consistency for the next minute and 40, man. I mean, they're doing really well and communicating really well. So this is what we need from them from the beginning of the series, and as long as they remain consistent, and it doesn't really look like Regiment's gonna be able to break this and really score and catch up unless they want to prove me wrong and get that Casa curse, then absolutely.
Yeah, we got all 20s on both kills and deaths over here on Dynasty Impact, and a little more all over the place there for Regiment. We do have more or higher killers here by not much, less, just 2 more kills. And looking at that, that's a full team wipe, and they don't read it. They just got to run in. Here we go. Finally makes the connection. A minute left. Like, they gotta be fast, and fast is not what we're seeing for them on captures. They might get answered back here. He is on the site, gonna cycle it around. Is he gonna push through mid or take it up top? Here we go. Got the blocker up there. Panda is on the spot, runs it right in. We got a 1-point game. Oh my God, Regiment now can take it into overtime. If you've ever seen how overtime works in this mode, it is disgusting. It's evil. Not something you want to get into. No respawns. And of course, when you pick up the hill, you're forced to the pistol and everyone knows where you're at. It's a death sentence, but you need it to capture. Here we go. He has the blocker. He just has to get this kill. Oh my God. No, doesn't get it. 18 seconds left. What an upset. That could be the game right there.
That could definitely be the game right there. It wasn't their Tom Brady mode for sure this time, but maybe next time, as we still have Artie trying to find the bomb. Just can't get to it. Bing goes down. There we go. We have a map 4, Chef. We have a
map 4. 5 and 4. What a round. They had to earn that one. We're going to go into a star mark after this. Not what was expected. They came out guns blazing very high. And honestly, what really took Dynasty to that win was all the gunfights. They were getting out-positioned a lot of times, but what they weren't getting is out-skilled. Just the important fights they needed to win, they had it every single time at the start there. But Dynasty, they were falling apart towards the end. Regiment was running it back and back and back. And that last one, that was almost an overtime game. but the most important kill of the match falls down, and Regiment can't catch the capture, and Dynasty gets the win, as now they're down 1-2, trying to get this Scar hardpoint up next.
Yeah, absolutely. Try to get that Scar hardpoint. You know, if they're going to want to win this for Dynasty, they're going to have to play consistent, just how they play Chuck, going into the Scar. Folks, for those of you that just tuned in and is tuning in, we are at a map 4. Scar hardpoint is coming up, and if we see the full distance, we will also see a Scar search and destroy. Fun map here to play both of these modes in. You know, I'm excited to see what Dynasty can do here. You know, the first hardpoint, it was almost a 100-point club. I believe it was like 250 to 161. But you know, if they play just how they played this overload, you know, they can go to the map 5 and we can see the distance.
Yeah, it's hard to say. You know, they got to be a second half team. But what I'm seeing from every single map, even that last one, Regiment's able to pick it up later on, and Dynasty has to hit that quick at the start. If they're not able to hit it quick, they're not able to get much on the scoreboard. So it's like they come in, get the points up, and then they have to defend the lead. It's really what it seems like. And Regiment never stops the gas. But one thing they lost on that last one was the gunfights, is what we're seeing Dynasty picking up in the gun skill on these later maps. You know, looking across, we were almost at 27 exact for everyone. Fletch and Z at 27, Nasra and Bing at 26. Almost everyone positive. You know, overloads spread out across everyone. Whoever was near it gets it. And on the other side, you know, West 29, Artie 28. We had higher kills, but also had higher deaths. Panda sitting at 21, Chimera sitting at 25. So, I mean, even KD-wise, it was across the board, just spawn, die. Not too much an advantage in that sense, but it was how important those kills were that they were able to get. You know, in this hard point for what we saw in map 1, I'm thinking it'll be Regiment from what we saw and the consistency of them. You know, even just losing by 1 score, and it was like this close at the end. Just that last point they needed to bring it into overtime.
Yeah.
It would have been real interesting to see how that overtime would have went down.
Yeah, I think that was like the biggest turning point for that team on that second half, right? Is if they did score there, it could have been a lot more momentum for that last 40 to 30 seconds, and we could have saw a pretty insane game, you know, out of Regiment, and they probably would have just wrapped and took in the series. But you know, Dynasty just showing why they're Dynasty Impact and really making an impact into this series. Man, we're going to a map 4. And hard point on Scar. I think, again, biggest people to really look for on the side of Regiment to just really close out this series is still with Kimura and not Wes. Who is it? I'm forgetting all the team player names, but you know, Kimura definitely for sure. You know, he's dropping a lot of kills in the series, and you know, I think the biggest thing, like going back to the overload, is what you mentioned, the stat lines above 20. You know, 3 for every player, essentially on the side of Impact, is really what made the biggest difference for them. You know, consistency, going after the objective, kind of treating it like what I was talking about first in the hard point, right? You know, if everybody's consistent and they play consistently, they play well, it comes a long way, right? Because that's what's going to generate you to win the map, and that's what's going to guarantee you to close out that map for that mode, right?
Yeah, I agree. And you know, from what we saw from Dynasty Impact, they were picking up throughout the series. Honestly, you know, the S&D, that had pockets of skill come through, but not the entire thing. Like we saw them get completely 4-0'd. We saw them getting triple killed out there in S&D, and an overload. You know, we saw Artie really pick it up. Artie has pretty much been not great at the start of maps, but he finds his lane, finds his skill, picks out the weakness in the enemy, and just doubles down on it. We saw there at the end, you know, he went 28 and 28 after being negative for most of the game, and had a crazy triple and almost a cap, but the teammate Nade comes through. Great play. Another point that could have went into their favor, like you said, the turning point. Here we go. Players are loading in. Oh, man, here we go. Dynasty Impact trying to hold it together as Regiment GG sits on match point. They lost the first hard point. Dynasty Impact lost, so they going to be able to take it back and see a map 5?
Yeah, take it back indeed. Z goes down, their star player. Not a hot start for him, but he's like, that's fine. We're on the hill. That's what we're going to focus on for this match. We're not going to make the same mistakes we did on the first one. You know, 6-2 start for them. The possession of the hill goes to the boys of Regiment.
Yeah, a lot of blue in the feed. They're back on the gunnies. You see they just got forward out as they get pushed off. This top half of the map is what you're in control of. We see Panda in a very vital position. Gonna run into Nos right here as they slide right in and on top of one another, unaware of their locations. They just know that they got the spawns, guys. They're on the hill. But the call's gonna come out, not so much. Panda now gonna get forward out. So a 4v1 as he's up there. He's with a nice double through the wall. Fletch catching a kill. Dynasty Impact now getting the impact kills through the walls. Great defense coming through. Z just right up top. Finally gets shot out. Kimura on the double, looking for some more. Already gonna be treated out on the hill. Still going red, but here's the flip. We going blue. We got a nice back.
Yeah, got a nice back to it, and kind of almost back and forth tails that we're seeing here, but not really. The Regiment is putting up the hill break, and they take Wes out, they take Panda out. He's still in the back here, giving them trouble, but they have help on the side of Dynasty Impact being holding down that hill. We need to see Z a little more in the hill. I understand he likes to get kills and getting trades, but not doing so hot here on Scar for him.
Yeah, it's interesting to see if Dynasty Impact is playing off of the success of Z. It's definitely going to be showcased here. Like, they got to win important gunfights. Like you said, Z not touching the hill, not getting really much done here. This is a very important AR part of the map. Oh, Eddie's going to get some shots over the top. There's 2. Fresh mag looking for 3 and 4 up there. Not missing. All right, Z, now he's cooking. This is AR favorited. Getting those native stuns out there, just trying to keep them pushed out. A lot of red score, but it's a full wipe. They're not even messing with Z anymore. They're going completely around. They see him boxed up inside a box with another box on the outside with legs on the box. You're not going to be able to get inside that box.
Not at all, man. And I'm really curious to see how these teams are doing. I want to go ahead and take a listen into the side of Dynasty Impact.
Let's do it.
All the way through this.
Go.
Yo, one back. He's blue second.
Oh, nice.
I'm top blue. Give me a second.
From top. That.
Nice. On time. I'm one shot.
Left
Can't
side, boys. Come here. Yeah, come here's front or shed or something.
Yo, he hit me front.
Yeah, two front, weak. Three.
Yeah, hurt in time. 2 of them. One more. Behind the desk.
Yeah.
They're gonna be close.
Good try.
A bullet. It's a good route, Bing. Take it all the way.
Heard.
I'm waiting.
There we
One
go.
hit me top blue.
Tank.
Top blue.
Nice.
Top blue.
People
One
on-
hit. That's last.
Yeah, two front. Last 2. Promise.
Right,
Wes and
front of me.
Artie, I think. Wes and Artie.
And the communication we want to see there from them, I think they're really communicating well when it comes to doing the trades and, you know, really playing out and slaying out for the team. What do you think about that, Chef?
Yeah, and one thing I don't hear from a lot of teams is usernames. Call out the usernames. You know, some teams, they'll play strats where they all use the same skin to make it a lot more difficult. But you get players that start running into patterns. And I like Dynasty Impact being able to read those patterns. You call out, all right, you know, Kimura's over here doing his thing. Artie is up here again. Calling out certain positions, doing everything right, very calm. You know, got the purge, no repeating. That's about textbook comms that you're going to get.
Yeah, textbook comms indeed, man. You know, they're really trying to hang on to the thread here. I think the lead so far from them, and they just gotta stay consistent like they're doing right now. They got 17 seconds left on this hill. They gotta rotate to the next, and that's what we're seeing being done. Walking, actually slaying out to the hill, and he's right beside it. Around 5 seconds, the hill's not enough for him, and really, in terms of getting in front of the and it gives away their position, and just costs costly mistakes like those are not mistakes you want to make in this map.
Yeah, we're gonna see a contest here on P1. We just got one player, Panda, making him spin around, and that's gonna be the hill right there. His teammate does fall off, and they're not winning their gunfights. It is all red. Dynasty Impact. Go see a little spin around here. Already trying to mess it up, but no one's on hill. They got to get this time. It's very important. They earned it, and they don't have anyone over there. Finally, Bing is on it. Z trying to work his KD up. Doesn't have any hill time, really. And looking at the other side, at worst, you know, Kimura is at 19, but 20 and 14. Again, he's doing his job like we saw in the first map. Got the KD down. So we're just looking for Z to pick it up on Dynasty Impact to get a little bit of a repeat, but they don't want to repeat due to the score. And Regiment GG walking away with a little bit, but I like the rotation positions here for Dynasty Impact.
Yeah, I like them indeed, and you know, they just got to maintain these positions really strong for them and not allow those trades like those to happen. Z backing up his teammate, feeding the comm over to the rest of his team that's on the hill, and they really got to soak up all this time if they want to make this a game.
Yeah, we see Flex holding it off, gets the trophy down here from Bing. It's pretty important because they're going to be nading this one up and stunning it up. There we go, able to take control. Artie and Wes last alive, waiting for his teammates to take the break now. 25 seconds left. If they can get all 25, that's actually going to put them in the lead. But the break, they're going to be coming through for a little bit of scrap on 20 seconds. Regiment GG going to keep them off of it. Bing really trying his damnness to hold that one out. But we're going to be off on to the next hill as we see a race over towards it between Artie and Fletch. Who's going to win this fight? It'll be important to see who gets the opening time. It's going to be Fletch. Here we go. Out on the top. Fletch through the wall. Cleans it up. Artie now in a disfavorable position as Fletch is here. He's going to sneak over towards Tarp. You got some more players breaking in through Tarp. Here comes the blue bomb in through Kimura, catching a team kill. Not what you want to see. A lot of nades got to come in through here. This is a important trophy hill. Got to save him up. Got to use him. Dynasty Impact now taking over, looking for the lead on this hill.
Yeah, looking for the lead indeed, Chef, and this is what you wanted to see from Bing, is hold this hill down, and the communication went very thorough for them. Now they still both sides. Artie still mentioned a sneak over, and now we have the plane. He couldn't get him. Bing went down, and you know, now they lose possession of the hill like that. I feel like this is what we've seen very repeatedly in the series with map 1 and map 2. Really how the hill gets easily broken by the side of Regiment when they get the rest of scrap, and we're seeing this repeatedly, and this is what's keeping Regiment above in the league.
Yeah, they're losing a bit of gunfights on the break, but they're able to stack up and take it over. The blue bombshells breaking in. We're seeing a lot of red, though, on the hill. Dynasty Impact. It kind of, each hill resembles how they play the entire map set. It's get ahead and just play defense once you're ahead, but Regiment never stops the gap. Z with a nice double to answer West, but Panda's right there to answer it. No anchors in the back. It's just Dynasty Impact getting the COD favorite here on the random spawns. Z gonna try and push up. A lot of kills coming their way. Bing now with it. Look at the score set. We got Dynasty Impact taking the lead for the first time here. They try and rotate out. Wes is on the spot now. 10 seconds. Look at that scrap going to Regiment. This might be the most important scrap of the map, but everyone's really late. Wes is by himself. What can Wes get done here on the hill?
Yeah, Wes by himself, and there goes that lead for the third time already, or fourth time already. Wes putting it onto it. Artie coming on the hill last second as they needed. Artie takes down the kill there with Z, which is their main slayer, and here goes Artie. He has to watch this backside. He put the trophy down, and he's doing really well here for Regiment. He has to hold this trophy down. He has to beat that constant battle, you know. And we got 2 coming up. Artie with big plays, and there he goes. 3 down.
Yeah, it's not going to show a double on the kill feed there, but you saw it there on screen. He definitely earned that one. Trophy, huge. Like I said, they're just going to be, it's a pool for projectiles where he's laying. And as long as the call doesn't come out, he's laying down, they're not going to be shooting through it. As a viewer, that's important. You know, maybe you just shot check it. See if someone's laying down there. If you get a hit marker, you're going to play it a little differently. The Z going to catch a double. Bing catching his kill. It's going to flip over onto red, but they're just fighting for scrap. Look at the score, 6 points. And we got a lot lot of blue here. It's going to be bodies stacked on bodies. Does Dynasty Impact just keep throwing themselves on it? Or are they going to get some strats to take over? They have to run up. I don't think they have any time. Regiment GG going to be our winner tonight. Oh my God, we finally got a good round. Here we go. Jeez.
Sheesh. Yeah, man. Very solid game here. Solid performance from Dynasty. Just couldn't They're better than the first match. They're better than the first match. But I think it's about watching the ball, seeing where they can be a little bit of their strategy. Solid game. Everybody above the 20.
Yeah, Kimura hitting 33 and 27. Kimura has just been on top just about every single round. And I mean, I can just cut right to it. I think Kimura gets the MVP for the night. Big plays, consistent big plays, consistent top tier score, kills, runs through S&D. Not too much on the hill time, but that wasn't his job. His job was to get the players off of where they were going, keep them from refilling, keep the anchors out of there. Kimura just kept calling out, even at 43 seconds on hill, already hitting 2 minutes. Panda, usually the hill guy, but they were not letting anything slip. You had to get on there. We see Artie with some beautiful positioning, did little sneaky spots, beautiful trophy saves, and just really holding it out, peeking up, using comms, just using his teammates as his eyes. He's the gun. He gets it done. You know, on the other side, Z, like we said, the Slayer, 27 and 28, not looking too great. 16 seconds on hill. And look at the score. They were 41 deficit. The worst player on score was Kimura, which did his slaying duty and went 43 seconds on hill. So more hill time, almost the exact amount of score it took to win. So it almost came down to the Slayers' hill times for who took that last round. Everyone did their work and then some for Regiment GG. And that extra step they're able to take is really what gave them the advantage in almost every single round that we saw. So good on Regiment GG. But Dynasty Impact was right there behind them. But unfortunately, the key word is behind as they lost tonight.
Just unfortunate for the side of Dynasty, but hey, that was a great series for them. I think they're going to take that back and go review that VOD, and they're going to get better, man. I mean, for Regiment, that puts them in second place in the group at about 6-2 in total maps, and you know, that's very great gameplays, and I agree with you. Kimura, definitely the MVP of tonight, definitely essentially leading his team and just executing and doing well. I think persistency was key here, especially for the hard points. You know, I think Regiment really picked up really well on those scrap times, and it was just too easily given to them, especially on this map 4 that we just watched. The scrap, about like 10 to 12 seconds went over to them, and that's huge because, you know, when they were leading for the majority of the game and then they lost the lead about twice, and that was due to Dynasty really executing and taking that, you know, rest of the scrap time and keeping one guy behind and rotating. But overall, we saw great rotations from both teams. We saw more better rotations on the side of Regiment, and, you know, especially on the search, Regiment really came back from that 2-0 deficit when they started the map. And the overload, they almost came back too, Chef. And I mean, that was a great hell of a game, but unfortunately, Impact solidified that, closed that map out, and really did a great job, and, you know, at least won that map for them. That's going to mean a lot to them when it comes to the playoffs, right? Because also we got those tie-breaking scenarios when it comes to playoffs. But folks, when we are looking at the schedule here, just one more time, we're going to take a quick look here for the Bravo side. Next week, starting already tomorrow on Saturday, on Sunday, we got Overtake Sector and Leviathan Esports Summit and Exile, King's Order, and Dynasty. And for the side of Alpha, we have Synthrax and Atlantis Demons. We have Can't Be Traded and Regiment. And then we have Dynasty Impact and Sapphire Wolves. Man, we got really solid matches here, really solid performance from all teams. We got a balanced division. Just taking a look at that schedule or the standings again. You know, this is not the updated one, but Dynasty Impact went back down over to 4th place, and now they switched that over to Regiment, who was in 3rd and goes to 2nd. 2-0, just like Atlantis Demons, just have one more map loss than the Demons. But overall, man, solid performance. I'm really liking the comeback of K7 here. We see a lot of great teams, Chef.
Yeah, it was looking like a 3-0, and Dynasty Impact thankfully came back from that. Really put on a show for us in those last 2 rounds. Great games. K7 still warming up as we wrap up week 1, as these teams try to fight for those top 4 positions, get that prize money through the end. Wants to be that top team, and you just don't want to be the one broken out. And like you said, there are those tiebreaker situations that could come into effect from what we saw tonight. So make sure you are staying tuned. And huge shout out to everyone watching on YouTube. We hit over 900 subscribers. That 1,000 is coming. So if you watched all the way to the end, what are you doing? Help us out. Hit that subscribe. Get this monetized. It helps not only pay production, casters, everything else that's going on. And a huge shout out to our sponsors that you see down below. Really bringing all of this together. K7 got to cast with the big dog hero. It's been like 3 years since we've been at it, and it's really good to be back, man. And we got a nice season unwrapping here.
Absolutely, and I agree with that, Chef. I appreciate you coming down. I appreciate everybody watching. Please, like Chef said, hit that subscribe button. It will definitely support us. Chef cooking it up here at his house, and he cooked up a great series here with me, and I really appreciate that. But guys, it was such an honor casting. Probably the only time I'm going to be doing that. It is a lot of nerve wracks, man. But we're here and we're doing it. But guys, I hope you guys enjoy the night. We're going to sign off, and we'll see you next week for some banger matches. Chef's kiss.
Have a great night.
I'm on my own, broken and alone. I feel the rain crashing down. All around this empty town, I'm searching for the lost and found. But you don't care, you're unaware. Keep moving like the scars aren't